My name is Jared Cameron Anderson, and I am joined once again by Mark Holichu Westwig. Today, we will be casting the first round of playoffs, the round of 32, for the Upsurge Minor League, which is being broadcasted by Bombers Live in association with Esports. This series is most certainly going to be a banger, but before we get too far into it, here are just a few tips on how to play League of Legends.
League of Legends is a team-oriented strategy game where two teams of 5 players work together and attempt to destroy the enemy's base. While that sounds simple, it's easier said than done. Players can choose from a roster of over 150 champions, each with their own playstyle and unique set of abilities. With 5 players on each team, there are hundreds of millions of possible team compositions, meaning no two games are the same. Teams play on opposite sides of a map called Summoner's Rift, which is divided into 3 lanes, called bot for bottom, mid for middle, and top for, well, top. In between the lanes is the jungle, a shadowy area full of neutral monsters that can be taken down to earn powerful rewards for yourself and your team. It's really more of a forest, but just go with it. Each team typically sends 2 people bot, 1 person mid, 1 person top, and puts another in the jungle. Each lane is a path between each base protected by several turrets. You need to destroy the enemy's turrets to get into their base and win the game, which sounds simple, but turrets are very tough and take time to knock down. A single champion on its own is nowhere near strong enough to destroy one. To do that, you need the help of minions. Minions are small, computer-controlled units that walk down each lane in waves. Each team wants to use their minions to push up to the enemy turret in order to chip away at it while it attacks the minions. Taking down towers, minions, and enemy champions grants players gold and experience that they can use to empower their abilities and buy items, making them stronger. Taking out enemy champions also takes them off the map for a period of time. Respawn timers start out short, but by the end of the game they can last upwards of 40 seconds. The team that balances all these variables the best will come out on top and destroy the enemy nexus. Games typically last around 30 minutes, and often 2 teams will play in a best of 3 or best of 5 set to decide who wins the match. Well, that's the basics. Back to you guys at the casting desk.
Now that we know our way around the Rift, just to recap the 5 weeks of match play that we've had so far, the Elder Division stands as follows. World Class Galaxy is in first with a record of 3-2. Eclipse Esports comes in at second with a record of 4-1, and the only reason they're not first is because of the game score that each of these teams had. For instance, it is more powerful to win a series in a sweep than it is to drop a game, which is why they come in at second, and the final team exiting the Elder Division group will be Ithaca College, and they also had a record of 3-2. The 3 teams eliminated are Dragonclaw, BINX Warriors, and IWU Titan White. And let's just go through a quick reminder of how the playoff format will work. There are 8 divisions of 6 teams each, and after a 1 round-robin playthrough of the last 5 weeks, the top 3 teams from each division have advanced. The 2nd and 3rd seeded teams will play the 3rd and 2nd seeds, respectively, from another group, and the winner of these best-of-3 matches will advance to the round of 16, where they play a predetermined 1st seed from another group. Today's clash on the Rift is between Ithaca College, the 3rd seed from the Elder Division, and University of Illinois and Chicago, the 2nd seed from the Infernal Division.
Starting off with our rosters, on the red side of the Rift, in the top lane, we have Eli Ron. In the jungle, we have IC Sandbag. In the mid lane, we have Garfield's Lazaga. ADC is CF Card, and in their support role today is Manny Morrison.
And for UIC, who will be taking the blue side of the Rift in Game 1, in top lane it is Pagoda, jungling will be Filipino, holding down the mid lane is Rizzo, AD carry, Turtle, and last but not least, support is Ratchet. And I think this is really going to be a great series to watch, Jared. I really want to put some light on the rank of these players. I know that Ithaca has faced some high-rank opponents in the past, but these guys do have 2 Diamond 1 solo queue players. Now, this has proven that they're able to win games while matched up against their random teammates in solo queue, so it'll definitely be up to Ithaca College to make up for that lack of rank with their team play.
I really do agree with that, but at the same point, looking through some of these champions, there are people on the team of the University of Illinois is in Chicago. Sorry, I couldn't remember Illinois. But regardless, that like play only one champion. Like their jungler is a very, very big Sejuani player. And I just feel like that's not the kind of champion you expect to see in this kind of meta. You know, it's not like the hard farming damage junglers that we see out of Ithaca, much as the Hecarim or the Graves or something like that.
They do have over 400 games of Sejuani in solo queue. It is absolutely insane how much time they've put into learning that champion. So definitely trying to put more pressure on their carries to perform and just trying to be more of a supportive tank role for the team. Another interesting pick they do have in their pocket is this Lulu top lane, though. Quite a few solo queue games on that as well for Pagoda.
I think that pick is so interesting, especially into someone like Eli who likes to play a lot of these tanks, because Lulu's primary job as a top laner is just you usually want to play into an aggressive top laner, because as soon as they go in on you, she just can use her polymorph and she's just able to get out of the fight, no harm, no foul. So I really feel like this Lulu top could be something that's super influential, especially if Eli goes with a carry like Fiora or Jax.
Absolutely. And we'll see what Ithaca wants to do with their pick and ban phase, whether they want to get rid of some of these super heavily practiced champions from the side of UIC, or if they have something else in mind that they really don't want to play against with the comp that they are drafting specifically.
I'm also want to talk about really quick. I feel like tank supports has been the meta from what we've seen, and I'm wanting to see if that continues, just because both supports, both Ratchet and Manuelis, both play these tank supports like the Set, like the Leona, like the Alistair. So I'm wondering if we'll see a little bit of a contest between those two picks moving on. But regardless, we are about to get into Champ Select. So before that happens, we are going to take a quick break and we will be right back. Game 1 of an exciting series between Ithaca and UIC coming on, as draft seems like it's going to be starting soon. I personally am really excited. I feel like there's a lot that can go on between these two teams.
Absolutely. It's going to be super important this draft phase, at least for Ithaca College, to look at who specifically they want to ban out. We know we have a lot of weird picks and a lot of super practice picks on the side of UIC. The Sejuani and the Lulu top specifically what I'm thinking of. So we'll see if either of them want to be targeted by IC.
Far, nothing too fancy coming out, just the two jungle bans coming out from UIC. The Hecarim and the Lily are something that we know that Sandbed loves to play, along with the Ornn is a pick that Eli has had much success on. But Ithaca banning Syndra and Lucian, nothing too out of the ordinary. I know they aren't really a fan of playing against Syndra, as well as Lucian just being a really strong champion right now.
Yeah, and the Lucian can be flexed for UIC to both mid and bot lane. It could also be flexed top lane, but not played as much by UIC's top lane.
It can be, and Akali rounding out the ban phase. So the Sejuani we talked about is still up and available, but we do have to remember that Sejuani isn't, the biggest power pick in competitive play right now, because the play is around a lot of the hard farming style junglers, and Sejuani doesn't really fit that.
Samira is also still open.
That is true. Something that a lot of teams have been utilizing.
First round, yeah.
Strong. Jhin. Okay.
Jhin lock in.
Not a bad pick. A really good ADC right now. Has a lot of range, and that curtain call just able to give him so much space.
Into this Jhin, IC is definitely going to want to draft something a little bit safer, and as I said that they do hover the Taric, he got some good sustain and can get pretty tanky into the later stages of the game. Definitely a favorite pick of Manuelis's.
Sure, I wonder, that doesn't surprise me. Taric and Samira, very, very strong dueling bot lane. I don't think the Jhin's going to have much fun into this.
Absolutely. I'd like to see maybe a Morgana paired with this to try and get away from the Taric Dazzle and then Samira passive combo. I think a Morgana could be really useful here. Could also see something like a Karma going for that
or a Thresh
pushing power in lane.
I feel like Thresh is something else that they could utilize to push the Taric and the Samira off of them, as well as keeping the Jhin safe for that lantern. But Volley Barrel will be the answer right now. It could be a flex pick, I guess, between top and jungle. Not really guaranteed where it's going to be yet. I know I like it in the jungle, but it can also be played top.
I'm a big fan of bringing the Volibear top. It's a lot of fun. Press the attack and you just absolutely maul whoever your lane opponent is. But we should be seeing a support pick here.
Yep.
Leona coming in.
Lot of CC right now for you. Ooh, Trundle. Okay. So I'm thinking that's going to be in the jungle for the side of IC. It's a little bit of a spicy pick. Pretty good into the Volibear and Leona, who are just going to try to stack resistances as much as they can.
Absolutely, and as we head into the second ban phase, we're going to start seeing which lanes people want to target more in this series. We do with the Camille coming out from Ithaca College, so indicating that they think that is a Volibear jungle.
Yeah, or they might even be utilizing the flex, because I know that Ithaca likes to ban Camille a lot, because it's not something that Eli Ron really uses, as well as it counters some of the champions he enjoys playing. I wouldn't be surprised though if we see like a Shen, but no, we will not see a Shen, but maybe, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Ithaca just became. I don't know, I feel like a Shen would round out the comp pretty well. They'd want definitely some more damage in their mid lane, but I feel like Shen would be okay.
That would be putting a lot of pressure on CF card, on Samira to be dealing out a lot of the damage, as you were saying.
True, but Shen will be banned away, so we won't have to worry about that one right now. So the question
is, primary play pool though, what do you think he can play here? Because Sinchmid doesn't provide a whole lot of damage, and we did see him pull out the Ziggs, but that was banned away in B4 by UIC.
Zillion, maybe. Galio's not bad either.
Now this is actually, if this does get locked in, I love this, because we also know from looking at stats pregame that UIC's mid laner likes to play Akali, which is probably one of the worst matchups into Galio that there is in the game.
Banned. We wouldn't see the Akali anyway because it's out of the game. But well, yeah, I still think the Galio's a good pick regardless. Being able to use his all.
2 steps ahead of me there.
Oh, I mean, more like 2 bands ahead of you. But
yeah, true. 2 bands ahead of me. That's how OP Galio is into Akali. You still pick it when it's banned away.
True.
It'll be the hyper-scaling Corki mid lane, though. Definitely trying to go as late as possible.
Yeah.
Get the Manamune upgrade.
They're building a very heavy team style, or team fight-based comp with the Volibear, Leona, Corki, especially. They're going to be dishing out a lot of damage while also being able to peel away the Samira, who's going to want to be on their backlines.
And Volibear can just turn off that tower, and Corki can package right in and just burn them all with that. And Jax rounds off the comp fairly nicely, I think.
Yeah, I agree too. It gives them another option if they aren't looking for team fights. They have really good 1-3-1 with Corki Jax, I feel.
Yeah, I think
which is something that Ithaca likes to do. So.
The one thing their team is lacking a little bit is a true tank. Leona doesn't really get to those stages until much later into the game. But it will be the Malphite coming out from Ithaca College to counter the Jax. Not a bad pick. You just build that Bramble Vest.
I'm just a little bit worried with Ithaca's damage output. Because like right now, you think of who's doing damage in that team, it's going to be the Samira and a little bit from the Galio. Whereas with UIC, they have the Jhin, they have Corki, they have Jax. Volibear will deal damage, but he won't be doing damage because of items. So I just feel like if Ithaca gets behind, they're just going to lack the damage they need to get back into the game. So I really feel like this early game is so important for them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what IC Sandbag decides to go on the Trundle, whether he wants more of the Blade of the Ruin King builds, or if he is going more of the tanky style. Because IC has to realize they don't have a ton of damage in this comp.
Yeah, they really don't. I mean, this is a style they like to run with, running most of their damage around Sea of Card. But regardless, we are going to be right back as both these teams load into Game 1. Game 1 of the round of 32, Ithaca College against UIC. It is down to this series. I am so excited to see it, and there they go out into the Rift. Looks like normal fans, as at least from first glance, as teams just get themselves onto the Rift.
Yes, so far not seeing anything super fancy. Everyone just wanting to catch vision of each other, making sure there's no sneaky invades going on.
Yeah, nothing too fancy, although I do want to talk about the phase rush out of the Trundle really quick. This is something that, I mean, I don't see much Trundle, but it's not something that I've really seen. I usually see either the PTA Conqueror or I guess the Grass Breeze in lane, but he's not in lane, so usually I just expect the PTA to Conquer. But you think he took phase rush. Why do you think he did that?
You know, I'm not super sure. I know that phase rush has risen in popularity, especially among control mages in the mid lane. And I mean, some junglers like Graves, I believe, takes it now. but I can't see it being super effective on the Trundle. I think he's just going to get stunned and shredded down by this Corky Jhin combo.
I really do agree. I think if he doesn't go full tank, it's just not going to end out very well because he's just going to get kited so much. With the amount of CC that UIC have, as well as the Jhin and Corky, who both have fleet footwork, I feel like he's just going to insta-dive. But early lane swap, actually, out of the side of UIC, with the Jax going in mid lane, even though he has the top tag, and the Corky going mid lane.
I actually think that this is really bad for UIC.
Really? Why is that?
I say as Lazaga gets chunked to half health by the Jax. Because, so basically, you have a losing lane for UIC with Jax into Malphite. The Jax is gonna lose that lane 9 times out of 10, unless Filipino decides to absolutely camp top and do nothing else all game. The Jax is gonna lose that matchup. And mid lane, the Corky should go even-ish with the Galio up until...
Level 2 engaged. Dazzle lands onto the Samira, who has to cleanse, but...
Really summer spell there.
Well, and the ignite from Leona, so just like a little trade of summer spells going on in the bot lane. Nothing too fancy, though. No flashes, at least not yet, are blown.
But basically, it'll be up to Eliron to hold his own against the Corky, because now that'll be the real volatile matchup. Galio into Jax shouldn't really yield too much in the early game for either.
Yeah, we are seeing an invade, though, from Filipino onto Sandbag, who... That's actually really unlucky. Just gets trapped by the pillar, so he can't even move. I guess that was really good out of Sandbag, but he is able to get his red buff.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate for that Volibear. Looking for the red buff steal, but not going to come in. Got a little bit of a trade bot lane, though.
Yeah, Dazzle will miss, so nothing too much will come of it, but...
Now this is... Look at this Jin's items.
He wants to avoid he wants to avoid the Taric stun, I guess. I feel that makes sense. Because if he gets hit with the Taric stun, he'll then get knocked up by the Samir passive. So I feel like...
But he's just giving away so much free damage.
I guess so, but it seems like he might be more worried about ganks than rather the lane damage. Maybe he doesn't think they can get... Either team will be getting 2v2 kills.
Swifties from this Jhin. This is
engaged from the Galio, though, onto the Jax. Counter-Strike and the Galio taunt will land. Jax will blow his flash, as well as Sandbag, who hits that phase rush, goes very fast, and takes out Pagoda for first blood.
Yeah, very well done there from Garfield's Lazaga and Ithaca College, setting that up beautifully to pick up the first blood onto the Jax. 400 gold in the pockets of Sandbag. And he'll now return to his jungle and look to farm up some more camps and maybe turn this into an early objective.
Something that's always super important as you talk about is just the elders, or the dragons rather, scaling for that soul. And I don't know what dragon is spawning in 30 seconds. It's not showing us in our indicator, but I don't know. What kind of... I feel like with these teams, a Mountain Soul would be so exciting just because there's so much frontline. I feel like that could really be a game changer. But
I think that a Mountain Soul, or I could also see an Ocean Soul being really impactful just because of all of the healing that is already there from the Trundle and Samira.
Leona E will engage on the Manwalrus, who then lands his Dazzle on her. They now are chasing down CF Card, who will get stunned up, but the fight is now turned as Turtle has to blow his heal. Double Flash will land the Dazzle on both of them now as he's taken very low and taken out. Leona running the opposite direction of where she wants to be. And it looks like this kill will be donated to CF Card eventually, as Ratchet is just memeing him so much. But overall, the 2-for-0 trade for Ithaca.
Yeah, Volibear was there, but I don't think he expected the kill to be the donation to take that long, so he didn't actually decide to come in. He may have been able to do something there, but
that was a really long donate. Ratchet just able to walk in and out of the bush and surprise them all.
This Jax.
Engage again going onto the mid lane as Jax steps one step too far forward, does get hit with a taunt, and because he doesn't have flash, he will run for his life. TP is coming in from the Corky, though, so that's important to note. Pagoda will fall to Sandbag, though, as Pagoda will just pick up his wave.
Yeah, this is an early lead that's kind of blowing up for Ithaca College now. You've got 2 kills on Sandbag, 2 kills on CF Card. Everything's looking pretty good. I mean, There's a slight CS gap in the top lane, but I mean that's to be expected when you have the ranged Corki into that Malphite.
Exactly, and this lead is just what Ithaca needs, because like as we talked about in Champs, like they really don't have too much damage with just the Samira and the Galio being their main damage dealers. So being able to be ahead early will really help them out.
Yeah, it'll be really, really impactful for them if they can get some of these early dragons and the extra gold off the turret plates with the Rift Herald, perhaps. That'll definitely mean a lot to the Samir and Galio in terms of getting them more of that money towards those core items you really need to start doing tons of damage.
Well, indeed, and the 2 kills rather that it got put down on the Samir is gonna jumpstart her to be more effective that much earlier.
Yeah, and I mean, I've gotta wonder.
Going to interrupt you really quick. Manuaris is getting a little bit forward. He gets caught out by both Rizzo and Filipino and will be taken down because Ithaca cannot help him out. There is a fight for the blue buff, though. It will be taken by Filipino, who flashes onto Sandbag, who then gets hit by the Jin W and will try to run away, but he will be slammed down by the Volibear ultimate and taken down for a 2-0 trade.
Yeah, just a little bit too overextended there for the side of Ithaca College, and 2 kills will be given back over to the side of UIC, but still a 500 gold lead for the side of Ithaca College, so nothing too big to worry about, but it will be that Mountain Dragon being taken down by the side of UIC.
Yeah, not really what you want to see. Manuaris was a little bit forward. They thought they could pick off both the Filipino and Rizzo, who were in Sandbag's jungle, but alas, he was the one who was actually too far forward, and he was taken down.
And now it's probably just going to be a bit of a reset for both junglers here. Their buffs are up, and they want to cycle those through, get some more farm. Just looking at the junglers' items, we do seem to be going for a kind of tanky build from Sandbag, looking towards that center Hulk at least.
And Sandbag's even to take away, or even able to take away Filipino's blue buff here, which is kind of huge. That Volibear runs through mana very, very fast. It's what makes his clear so efficient. So having that slowed clear might impact him, although he won't realize his blue buff is taken because he's taking that reset first.
And they did decide to swap the Corki back to the mid lane now. Jax will be heading top lane, but it seems like it's kind of a bit doomed for the Jax, right? Because you already have the Bramble Vest on Eliron.
Yeah, I agree. He does have the Jax scaling potential, but regardless, it's just being down 0-2 this early is so unfortunate. And Eliron was able to get back his CS. Sorry, he was able to cancel his CS deficit that he had facing the Corki. So it's like Jax has just moved from one losing lane to a different losing lane. He's not really having much fun.
Yeah, I mean, the good news for Pagoda is that Jax is one of those champs that it doesn't really matter how far behind you get. Overall in the late game, you're still going to be a threat pushing down those towers.
3. UIC is looking towards this Rift Herald, which looks like they have the priority for right now, although Galio is pushing out the wave and does have the ultimate to bring him to the fight if need be. But does Ithaca even know they're taking it? They must know. Yeah, now they know. Garfields will start to move his way over. Then they will just concede it.
Ultimate available if they want to try something for it, but it looks like they will be backing away.
Yep, just conceding the Rift Herald over. Volibear, although is looking topside, engaged. The Counter-Strike will land on Eliron as now Volibear has joined the fray. Eliron does have ult to go away, which he will use. He does have flash, but he will die to the corrupted potion of the Jets. The Volibear killed him. Must have been the red buff then.
Yeah, just trying to greed a little bit, maybe thinking he didn't have to use his ulti to get out of that, but held it a bit too late, and as a result, lost both the ulti and his life.
And the tower.
That is very true, and that Rift Herald might even pose a threat to the second tower here.
Ooh. Unfortunate mistake, giving up Ithaca's gold lead and giving an even bigger lead than Ithaca had before to the side of UIC.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you how strong these tower platings and first tower bonus really are. Because Ithaca did get the first blood, 4 straight unanswered kills, but...
Look at the tower plate gold. That tower plate gold literally gave Jax a 1k gold lead over Eliron. That's kind of nuts, as well as a 700 gold lead onto the Trundle. Those tower plates did so much work, and the gold The gold department, holy moly.
Yeah, I mean, 160 gold overall per plate. Definitely very useful. 2 plates alone worth more than a kill.
Very true. Seeming like we may get a 4v4 in the bot lane as both mid laners are starting to work their way down. Sandbag has already positioned himself by the Krug camp of Filipino. And Filipino is even deciding to join the fray. We do have TPs on both the Jax and the Malphite, so we could be seeing a 4v4 and a delayed 5v5, but meanwhile, the fight will start. Manwaller's taken down very, very low instantly and deleted. Both Galio and Corki are on their way, but looks like overall it may just be a 1-for-1 trade as Ratchet falls to CF Card.
Yeah, it didn't look great for Ithaca there in the beginning of the fight, but able to be turned around with that Galio ultimate from Lazaga and a 3rd kill being given over to CF Card.
And that's who you want the kill on, you know? CF Card is now engaging, though, onto Turtle, who is running for his life. Double TP coming in. Malphite is now bringing his TP a few seconds in late, but it will just be a 3v4, we do have to realize. Volibear ulting his way onto Sandbag, flashing in front of him to hit the blast cone so he can't run away, but he'll just turn around, drop down the W, run the other way, although Jax will get the kill. Oh boy, this Jax is back in the game, let me tell you. Eli Ron stunned up by the Jhin. The Dazzle will not connect because of those Swifty boots, but oh, Malphite ult will be able to take him down, but he will fall as also Pagoda gets his 3rd kill of the fight. That's not what you want to see for Ithaca. This Jax is becoming online.
Yeah, this game was really close until that fight. I mean, it's still a close game, don't get me wrong. 3K is not huge by any means, but the one member on the side of USC that was not having a good time was this Jax. Went from losing lane to a 2nd losing lane, but then was able to pick up those turret plates, and now, as you say, he's got a 2,000 gold lead at just 13 minutes.
That's a scary Jax, and
that's 2/3 of the entire lead UIC as a team has. And
yeah, and the other third is
the most
on
losing member.
The other third's on Filipino, who has over a 1,500 gold lead on Sandbag now. So it's in CF Card, he's 3-1. He only has a 200 gold lead, you know, on his opponent, which is kind of nuts, but
yeah, it's because he's only picked up the 1 tower plate. Huge Leona.
All from Leona will come down, hit CF Cards. He will be followed up by the Brute. Is now Pagoda has joined his way here. They look like they may be donating the kill over the Jhin, which they do. Manwalrus has to run for his life as 3 members will chase him down. The taunt will land, but Jax will just jump his way in. The jungler from Ithaca has joined the fight, but it does not look like they will be getting another kill, as it's just a 2-for-0 to the side of UIC.
Yeah, and this should extend the gold lead even more. Going to be able to take down a free tower here, as well as getting a lot of damage on that mid lane, because Lazaga had to come down to try and help, leaving the Corki alone in mid lane.
Oh, and it looks
I
like
don't know
even
if Sandbag should try and
okay.
defend this. He's probably going to die. Oh.
He is going to die. I guess he gets a trade kill, but that's not really who you want the trade kill on, as this Jax is now unstoppable. Ooh.
Yeah, and now when you look at that Bramble Vest that Eli Round has on Malphite, that's not going to do anything against the 5-2 Jax. Once he bases, picks up some items, he's probably got a full Triforce sitting there.
I don't doubt that, and Eliron is even looking like he might be ganked. Yes, he will be ganked. He will be able to run away because of the ward he has down in that river brush, but it also has the ultimate to carry him to safety if he so needs it. But Galio is now coming in to make this a 2v2 fight. That actually did so much damage, that Corki. Holy moly. And he will be shut down to Garfield's Lazaga.
Huh. Yeah, very good knowledge there and communication from Ithaca, knowing that their cooldowns were coming back up and knowing they could actually turn that fight in the top side.
And a very successful turn regardless. Dazzle lands on Turtle, who will be then knocked up. Cleanse is now out from CF Card as he is using the ultimate now to bring it, to try and get to Leona, but they are just too tanky for that Samira to take down right now.
Yeah, Curtain Call will come out. 4 shots getting shot at Ithaca, not able to take down the low Samira. Going to be body blocked there. And
are defensive boots normal on a Samira? That's not something I know.
So defensive boots, I think in this situation, are simply just because you've got so many basic attack-based champions. You've got the Jax. Corki needs to be proccing that fleet, so he'll be doing it ×2. You've got press the attack on Volibear as well, and the Jhin. But usually you'd want to go attack speed boots.
All right,
But
that makes sense. I just wasn't certain.
Being,
I
can
don't see it
Tabby's being very useful against
Yeah.
quadruple attack. I think.
Yeah. I wasn't
yeah.
flaming it at all, just because like you look at all the damage surges that are coming out from UIC. There are so many of them that just.
Yeah, it's definitely preferable to go attack speed when you're looking to really just take over a game and carry yourself. But
Oh, for sure.
second Rift Herald coming down and going to take out the third tower of the game for UIC.
And that being all of the outer towers now destroyed, so the map really is opened up.
And this is Jax doing what he does best. Just absolutely destroying the lane and
Pushing
chipping
waves.
away those towers.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a huge challenge to stop him now that he has the Triforce, upgraded boots, and a Tiamat to help his pushing power.
You just
What is he
back for
going
a call
into
fields.
with that Caulfields? I'm
Death
very
Stance?
interested what he's going to...
I think he's going for a Death Stance.
Yeah, probably a Death Stance.
I feel like with the call fields and the null magic, I think then he'll build into an Aegis, which then goes into the Death Stance. But it's an ocean map, I'm just noticing. As the dragon spawns in 20 seconds, the second Drake getting taken while we are chattering about something else. But UIC clearing out vision, getting ready to take this Drake. In the third one being very, very important, as we love to mention.
Really quickly before this dragon, the Spectre's Cowl on Eliron, I don't think that's going to be doing a whole lot against the only AP threat being Corki.
Bear deals some added damage too, but yeah. Oh, Malphite ult landing onto the Jhin. He will be stunned up by the Dazzle. Galliwall is coming down on top of him, but he will just flash and heal and run his way out to safety. Jax is TP'd in on the 3 members. Counter-Strike will land only onto the Samira, who is doing her best to run away, but that Jax is so strong, and Ithaca is just getting demolished right now. All of their members are taken very, very low. They will be able to take down the Jax, but that will be all, as they will be ace. Oh, they will not be ace.
Oh,
That phase rush is doing so much, and he will survive with just a sliver of HP. I cast her curse the side of UIC, but it will be a 4-for-1 trade with the dragon on the side of two UIC.
yeah, UIC picking up, basically an ace. One member left alive at 1 HP, able to take down the third dragon for a 3-0 Drake lead. Now just need one more for that Ocean Soul. We were actually just talking about how good either Mount or Ocean Soul will be on this map with these characters.
Yeah, it's not something you really want to deal with ever, like in any sort of game. Those souls are just so strong, but the Zaga is going to flash in onto the Jhin, who will be taken very, very low. It is a 4v3, we do have to notice.
If
Leona
this fight
will be
keeps
taken
going,
out by
this isn't
CF
good.
Card.
Jax is coming.
Oh no, Jax is coming, and now he's here. The flash from the Volibear onto the Samira, and she was taken very, very low. TP coming in from the Malphite, but it is just 1 second too late. As it is, maybe is not. I am once again speaking incorrectly. Or maybe I am speaking correctly. 3 members of Ithaca will fall. Here goes the fourth, and 4-for-1 trade. Just the Leona going down. Ithaca's looking a little bit desperate.
Yeah, I was actually about to say right as the Galio flashed and W'd in, this is looking like a desperate run from Ithaca.
Yeah,
Yeah,
9,000
the resets
gold
were coming
behind.
in. Trundle wasn't there. Just not a good team fight take there. And also, there were no objectives to fight over. Dragon was already taken. So at that point, they're just fighting for desperation, trying to keep themselves in the game, but ended up just handing over more gold.
But, I mean, on their hands, I'm not sure what they want to do to get back into this game, because if we look at the gold charts, this Jax is going to be so strong, as it is going to be the Death Stances coming out. Yeah. 4,000 lead up on that Malphite with 11,000 gold so far. Meanwhile, the carry of Ithaca, who's the one who's supposed to be doing all the damage, has pretty much the same amount of gold that the Malphite has. So it's not looking good for the side of Ithaca. It is now UIC's game to lose, not Ithaca's game to win.
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of just feels like there's a time bomb for 2 minutes and 45 seconds until this next dragon comes up, and then it's basically just up to UIC to end the game whenever they want.
Yeah, I mean, throws do happen. We both know very much how throws can happen. Rip solo queue. But regardless.
Yeah, that game earlier today was not the highlight of my career, I'll tell you that.
I mean, it's my fault entirely. So for those of you, while we're starting this team fight, or before we start this team fight, rather, we'll just give a little bit of talk. We had a solo queue game in which we were very, very ahead, but some Evelyn player, never mind. CF card will get engaged on, stunned up by the Leona ult, and Tarek will come down as well as the Dazzle landing on the Leona, so CF card will be alive for the moment. Curtain call now hits CF card with the first shot. That was pretty good. Eli Ron, though, now getting engaged on by both the Volibear and the Leona. Corky is now here. Jax is also roaming up just to be aware. Volibear ulting in. Galio now, huge turn by Ithaca. The Malphite and the Galio is such a huge combo. They don't realize Jax is behind them just yet, but will he? He's just going to be chilling. Pagoda, doing his thing, just vibing.
This Jax is really strong, but he's not strong enough to 1v5.
Not yet, at least.
There's no chance this works.
But very, very good turn on the fight, Ithaca. That's the fight that they needed. That's how they might be able to win this game, as they will trade 4 for 1 with the Baron, hopefully, and maybe even the Jax, or maybe not. Oh my lord, that man deals so much damage. He is able to take down the Galio with that Counter-Strike, and is now... What did we say about being able to 1v5? Holy moly, they need some grievous wounds, as now he has gotten 2 kills in the 1v5, and that'll be all he will get. And Ithaca don't even get the Baron off of that.
That'll even stop the Baron, oh my goodness. I mean, it was a really crazy turn on the fight from Ithaca College. Great awareness to realize that. Great awareness to realize Jax wasn't there and they could take the fight. Good engage by Eliron with the ulti. But then Jax just actually 1v5ing and taking down, getting a 2-for-1 trade. It's absolutely ridiculous. Stopping the Baron as well. Now we'll go over.
UIC is even able to start the Baron now, and Ithaca's nowhere near it.
Ithaca is on the way to Dragon. Sandbag will get sight of this.
He will not have flash to get over the
not
wall.
Available. Pillar?
It was a good time, Pillar, but maybe if Pillar did 1,000 damage, he'd be able to take it, but regardless.
Yeah, just give Pillar the same damage as Jinx Rocket, you know?
You and your Jinx Rocket Baron steals, oh man. That happens, like, way too often, but Ithaca bush stacking now. Volibear will walk up. Dazzle will miss. He will just be running away. Not too much going on. Phase Rush will be procced on the Trundle as well as his ultimate, but the only thing he'll lose is his HP.
Jax is not here, but he does have his teleport available.
Oh, there it is.
It is going to be channeled.
This dragon is very, very important. Just a reminder, the Ocean Soul is so, so valuable. Jax is looking for that flank that he had in the last fight that was able to get them to win.
There is a 1 level difference between Sandbag and Filipino here. Slight advantage to the Volibear.
Eli, also, that is true. Dragon taken very low, stolen by the Volibear, so that is now the Ocean Soul on the side of UIC. Galio will come in missing, although they did have the big ult coming in. CF card will be dealing out his damage. He will be trying his very hardest, and he will be able to take down 2, maybe 3 as the Jax is fallen. Oh, but nope. Oh my lord, that healing from the Ocean Soul is just so strong, and Ithaca's Eliron, rather, is running for his life, trying to get out of here, but...
Yeah, I mean, Eliron may have survived, but at what cost? You've got the other the other 2 members besides Corky just going for the base. Eliron will be able to channel the recall and get out of there safely, so a 4 for 2 overall, but, I mean, the Ocean Soul, a tower, and looks like most likely an inhibitor will go down here. Definitely a worthwhile trade to make if you are UIC.
Oh, the inhibitor does follow those minions. Trundle flashing onto the Volibear will land the pillar. Dazzle will miss, though. So the ball will get slowed up by the cheese wheel of the Malphite, and they will chase him down. But how far should they chase him before it's too far? That's my question. Dazzle will connect the second time.
They're always going to get this kill.
Will you, though? Look at that Ocean Soul healing.
We keep caster cursing him.
I mean, it's bound to happen. It hasn't happened much in our casting times, but it is for sure happening right now. That we can't deny.
I thought there was no way he'd live to that, but just able to ulti out. Yeah.
Ocean Soul is just, it's op, bro. But, oh.
And combined with the Volibear W mark healing, it's got to be insane.
And he uses ultimate. It's just, they can't even kill the Volibear right now. That's not looking great. Like, imagine this Jax now, who just finished his GA. Like, ooh. That's spooky.
The Volibear is going a pretty tanky build. Going for the Senator Hulk Triforce, and then finishing it off with Sterax. And the Stopwatch to boot looks like it'll also be going to a GA, I would assume.
Maybe a stone. I mean, with his build, I wouldn't expect a stone plate, but maybe. He does have a lot of HP, and keeping his HP bar as high as he can is something that is valuable.
Absolutely. Although he may just have purchased the Stopwatch because it's a useful active cooldown for that one last fight, because if they do win this next fight, the game is just going to be over.
Yeah, one more fight. Bad fight for the side of Ithaca, and it is just dunzo, as they say.
A little bit of BM coming out of Sandbag. We're just about to cross 27 minutes in the game. We've got almost a 9,000 gold lead for the side of UIC.
More than 9,000.
Yeah, excuse me, almost 10,000, more than 9,000.
Yeah, and I'm assuming most of that gold lead is going to be on that Jax and the Volibear. I don't know that, actually. That Jhin does have a lot of kill participation.
He does. I mean, just taking a peek at the items, he does have at least a slight gold advantage on this mirror, probably about 1,000.
Jax may have pushed a little bit too far, though. Now is 3, now 4 members of Ithaca are collapsing on him. But
what are they going to get top lane in response for this while the GA is still up?
They don't...
UIC pings are going on to both inhibitor towers.
Don't do damage to him. Volibear is starting to join it now, as well as Corky. Tarek will come down, landing on all 4 of them. Samira's here, and Jax is just... He's still half HP. Like, he's not even close to being dead. Volibear will ult in onto... I can't see on the right side of the field, as we now have a split fight. Sandbag is taken very, very low, forced to use that stopwatch, and Ithaca is just getting wiped. Holy moly, there's just so much damage going around. Samira almost able to take down 2 members, but doesn't do enough damage to take it, as 4 members will fall, and it is just Man Walrus against the world.
Yeah, just an absolutely beautifully timed macro play there from UIC, able to pull 4 members and so many important ultimates out of Ithaca College, and able to win the game off of it.
Yeah, they will take the Nexus. Game 1 over to UIC over Ithaca College, and holy moly, that was not the stomp we thought we were going to see. I don't know, I just figured the game was, like, these guys... It just didn't seem like... I don't know, I guess, in conclusion, I'm not happy with this comp. I think in the second game, I really want to see him try something different, whether that be with more damage sources or more aggressive jungler. I just feel like what they did this game wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, we highlighted it from when we first saw the draft. We didn't think they had enough damage, and I mean, we saw it. They just weren't able to kill this Jax and this Volibear.
Yeah, they just were so tanky, and they couldn't do anything about it. But we will be right back before Game 2 draft in just a moment. Instant bans coming out as we get into Game 2 now, as the Jax will be insta-locked, as well as the Hecarim. There's the Fiora. We will have no carry top laners this game, as well as no carry junglers, as the Lilia Hecarim are banned from ICU, and the Jax Fiora are banned away from Ithaca. Oh, well, oh, there we go.
Oh, and another one taken away, the Camille, the 3rd and final ban for IC in this half of the draft.
They don't want those carry top laners. So they want a boring top lane matchup. We're about to see a Maokai versus Malphite, the classic. Now we'll probably see a Scion. Oh, okay, or a Cho'Gath.
They're on practicing Cho'Gath quite a bit, and I mean, these bans are really conducive to a Cho'Gath pick, and it will be locked in.
Right? I'm okay with that Cho'Gath. Now, let's see if ICU can pick out like a Lucian. That would be something that they could put top lane if they're...
I was about to say, for ICU, maybe a Lucian, or I could see a Vayne being okay. Maybe a Quinn.
Jesus,
all pretty good picks into this Cho'Gath.
But the Volibear getting hovered, very, I mean, you all saw it. That Volibear in Game 1 was not as unkillable as the Jax, but damn well close to it. He was so strong, and I mean, maybe it was the Ocean Soul. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt and just say he just was so tanky.
I mean, like, if you're CF Card playing Samira in that game, it's just absolutely unbearable to play against.
It really is unbearable, and it's unbearable to watch, too. It's just not really... I don't know.
And if you think our puns are unbearable, you should let us know, and we'll make more.
I mean, I think they barely satisfy the standards for puns, but We'll have to see as Ezreal gets locked in for
Is
ICU.
really?
Uh,
That one was a little
that's
bad.
a really bad joke. I don't know, but we're cringe.
And we've got 7 seconds left for the first half of Ithaca College's picks. On the back end of our awful puns will be another Terra Clock game for Manwaris. I would love to see some stats on how much he plays this champ. It feels like every game it's either this or Alistar.
True.
Very,
Tarek,
very successful for him.
or Leona. I mean, the engage supports, they work, right? And then they had to have done something to make playoffs, right? Olav,
It's very true.
Seeing a similarity to this comp as we saw of last comp, and that was the one thing
at
we were
least it's
hoping
not
they
like
would change.
at least he doesn't play like Janna and Nami. Gosh.
Oh, you mean
playing those-
support. Oh, Janna and Nami, ew. Who would play those champions? Not us, that's for sure.
I really like this Olaf pick coming out of IC so far. Going to be able to run over this Volibear with the Ragnarok ultimate in those early levels. So
I'm just starting to see a
playing
lack.
a little bit more for the early game, which we do like. But again, I think I know what you're about to say. Lack of damage.
Yeah, that's what I see out of Ithaca right now, is that lack of damage. I mean, maybe if they pull out a hyper carry in the bot lane, like Tristana, that would be okay, but we don't usually see our boy Garfield's Lazaga playing many carries in the mid lane. I'm sorry, I'm speaking slowly as I'm thinking about it. Maybe we could see a Ziggs out of him or something, but a Nun ban coming from ICU, maybe that's just a missed ban they'll be talking about it that we don't see, but
maybe we can get some information from production about what that is. We are getting told that it's a Samira ban.
All right.
All right, so that's going to be taken away from CF Card. I could see a Kaisa potentially does pretty decent into the Ezreal lane, but more onto Lazaga. I do like what you said about the Ziggs. Kind of going to be countering the Ezreal there, at least the aspect of the poke, but it is going to be taken away from ICU. Or by ICU, from ICU, excuse me.
The Akali pick that was banned in Game 1 still is up and available if ICU is looking for it. They will have a lot of magic damage, especially in the early game if that goes through, just because Volibear deals early magic damage in the beginning. But
Galio would still be up as a counter for that, but then I think they would fall into the same trap with no damage, yeah. We keep going back to it, but...
Yeah. I mean, okay. All right. So I'm assuming
through all the shields and healing that ICU has drafted here as well.
Yeah, and they're drafting a ton of it.
Tough to kill.
Oh, okay. Now this is the kind of hyper carry we were talking about. The Kaisa, one of CF Card's favorite champions, and something that I feel could be used very, very impactful.
It is a shame if this does get locked in. I was actually talking to Tenzin earlier. He does not have the new Kaisa skin, the KDA All Out Kaisa Prestige Edition, and no, it is changed to Vayne. He must have heard me.
I mean, no new skin, no new champion, or no champion, right? So
maybe
it makes
he's got
sense.
the Night Hunter or Spirit. I don't know what it's called. I even have the skin. I don't know what it is. The newest Vayne skin looks very, very nifty. And you normally want to pick Vayne into really tanky tops, and the most they've got there is a Volibear. I think it'll be really tough to lock down this Ezreal in lane. So maybe CF Card just going for more of a farming strategy, just looking to get to the super late game.
True. I mean, that does fix the problem that they had last time where they just didn't deal any damage, because Vayne's going to be doing so much damage no matter how much tank that ICU has or how much life you have because of her true damage from her silver bullets.
I actually like this draft because CF Card will be able to solo carry the late game, and with the Tarek, he doesn't even need to worry too much about making a few mistakes. But in the early game, while Vayne doesn't have all that damage, the early burst from Cho'Gath and Olaf is actually quite significant, and Swain as well. So I really like what they've done here.
Although I do have to say, I don't know how I feel necessarily about the Olaf pick, just because there are a lot of targets he can run down, but there's also just so much peel on the side of ICU. With the Ezreal, he has his shift, and the Rumble has his slows. Well, I guess the slows doesn't matter, and there's the Karma shields and the stuns, but I don't know. I just guess I'm not a fan of the Olaf. I feel like something like I don't know. I just don't feel like there could be a better pick other than the Olaf, but maybe that's just me being being whiny.
The reason I
But
like the Olaf is simply because you can run at the Cassiopeia and Ezreal, and it's going to force them to use their abilities defensively and back off, allowing CF Card to pour his auto attacks and damage into this Volibear and Rumble and try and take down the front line first. They're definitely going to want to be playing these fights front to back. I don't think that Sandbag actually wants to sprint in. He just wants to sprint in enough to get the Ezreal and Cassiopeia off of damaging the Spain.
Yeah, but not sprint enough to die. That does make sense. But we're going to take a quick break for competitive integrity, if I can get that word out. And we will be right back in just a moment. Hello and welcome to Game 2, a very, very pivotal point and match point for ICU here, or UIC rather, against Ithaca College. And before we get too deep into things, cleanse on Cassiopeia, I mean, I guess I understand it into the Swain pull or the Dazzle, but why do you think she went cleanse? Because I think there were better summer spells to take.
Yeah, I'm surprised not taking the Ghost, maybe? Ghost seems like it might be a slightly better option, potentially wanting to get out of the Taric Dazzle as well, but other than that, there's not too much cleansable CC.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense, because if Taric puts his mark onto the Olaf, and then Olaf just yeets himself into the back line, yeah, the Dazzle will be a little bit easier to take off. But Ithaca is stacking a bush. I don't think they're going to get much out of it, as Volibear has already placed his ward. But Rumble, rather, placed the ward and bought a sweeper. Now, that's not something you see every day. Huh.
Yeah, this to me indicates potentially looking for an invade, wanting to keep that ward up for later on the side of Volibear, but
maybe, but
I'm not too versed in the ways of the jungle.
Yeah, I'm not either too much, but will just be red buff starts from both of these junglers. Nothing too... Ooh, wait, there is fancy. Turtle and Ratchet are stacking a bush. Did they even win this?
Ezreal Karma into Vayne? It'll be just a poke, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, just a little poke. Fair enough. So
a call start out of Rumble as well.
I did a little bit of researching on this Cho'Gath Rumble matchups. It's not something I've seen before. And I saw this post about Cho'Gath, if he maxes his E, actually can just out-shove the Rumble in lane, which is like what Rumble really wants to do. So I feel like if Eli Ron abuses that tech, I don't know if he knows about it, but...
I personally always max E on Cho'Gath. I think it's just the strongest ability to max, because Q is difficult to hit, and W just doesn't do all that much, but he's just getting flinged alive.
So low. Yeah, he's getting burnt up. Rumble is trying to get him some burnt dinosaur for dinner, and he's not even level 2 yet. He will have to force his full flash as Rumble is almost taken down by the tower. By the tower, but we'll get saved this time.
We'll get the 5-minute flash cooldown out of Eli Ron in exchange for the tower shot, not taking his life though, thankfully. And
Very
Rumble
true. New Vayne skin.
Mid. Pop his
gank coming in bot lane. Karma will flash to make the root land on CF Card, as well as Volibear, and they will get first blood onto CF Card. Or off of CF Card onto
And the
Ratchet.
flash going to come out from Manwallers as well, so not only getting the first blood, but also just a 2-for-3 summoner trade, just both the flashes off of jungle and support for the flash heal out of CF Card and flash from Manwallers.
Yeah, very early first blood. Very different, as we saw bot lane being the only spot last game where ICU or UIC really wasn't winning when the game started. You know, they had the huge... I guess they weren't winning the top lane either, but they were winning for the majority in the mid lane. But... so I guess my point's just invalid. But regardless, getting off to an early start in this bot lane, getting extra gold into those carries that they're hoping to scale very quickly.
I'm so happy CF Card does actually have the skin I was talking about.
That he does, although it hasn't helped him out so far.
Yeah, not horrible. Able to pick up most of the CS difference under tower, farming pretty nicely there.
True. Cassio is that new skin too. I really like that skin line, by the way. What is it, Spirit Blossom? Is that the skin line? They have those two, the Kindred one and...
I believe there's a...
Teemo.
Teemo. There were a few other ones. Young.
Really? Yasuo.
I think that's one. Yasuo, yeah. Ribbon.
Yeah.
I know there's like 10 total. And Thresh has a very nice one. He's got the legendary one.
I think that's 7 or 8. Wasn't Kassadin. Kassadin got the Hex type one.
No.
But,
Well, we'll try and figure this out
Yeah.
while there's a bit of a lull in the gameplay, but...
Yeah. Dragon is spawning in a little bit less than 10 seconds. Dazzle will miss in this little bot lane trade that's going on. And Infernal Drake starting us off in game 2. A little bit different than what we saw. Oh, we are idiots. Okay. Yeah, we were just told in the background that Lilia, the champion that the skin line was made for, one of the two. That's big oops, but trading going on in the box.
I can't believe how we could have forgotten the deer.
Yeah, that's actually really sad.
I mean, it has been banned out in all these games, so probably not on our minds too much.
Fair enough. I don't think it's one that's
taking it away from Sandbag,
Yeah.
And this first dragon is going to get started up by ICU.
Oh my lord. Eli Ron, the trade coming in bot line. Pagoda will have to flash away, and that shield will save him from death by minion auto. But, whew, big trade that didn't look like it was going to be big, and then was big very quickly.
Yeah, this top lane has definitely been on a knife's edge here between the Cho'Gath and Rumble. Very close fights multiple times here. Trading tower shots at 1 HP.
Oh, wow, that's a big back. He started a cull and backed for the blasting wand into pink ward. That's a...
Ezreal's opting to pick up the tier portion first of the Manamune. Usually you want to go the pickaxe just because you need the damage and you'll be able to stack it so easy later anyway. But
yeah, but I guess against the early damage of the Vayne, he doesn't really need all that damage early, so maybe it's understandable this time.
Yeah, he's trying to... If he's going this way, he's trying to just farm it out and go up late, not trying to... not going to be looking for any kills onto them without jungle assistance. Volibear is going to be heading over to the top side, has his red buff and top side camps to pick up, and then could potentially look for a gank into this top lane. I believe Rumble has top lane fairly well frozen at this point.
I mean, I know we had the wave state up there, but I can't say I was paying attention to it too much as I was watching the mini-map, but...
I mean, just based off where I'm seeing the mini-map portraits, it looks like it's going to be pushing into Rumble a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, no.
And as I say, it's going to get absolutely shoved under Eli Ron's tower, and this is why I am Gold 2 series.
On the other hand, we could see Sandbag come up for a gank. He does walk right past the pink ward. We'll take it out.
Yeah, my point was valid, just for the wrong team.
True. I mean, it's what you meant, you know. You just
nevertheless, it's not like junglers do anything anyway.
True. I mean, they do say jungle is the most useless role. They do say that.
I mean, but on the real though, jungle, I believe, it's got to be the most important because you can impact every place in the map, right?
Goodness, they repinked Olaf and he's just walking by it. But yeah, honestly, right now too, in this meta that is hard farming junglers, jungle is just so important. And like as we're seeing it in Worlds, it's just like the junglers are just able to take off games. Whatever jungler gets ahead is just ahead for the rest of the game. Dazzle will land on Ezreal. Karma just kind of jumped on my screen. She must have gotten hit with the Vayne Condemn. Okay, I was just like, she just kind of flashed, but it looked like a dash.
Ezreal has been using his shift pretty aggressively though.
He has been, but Ithaca hasn't been able to do too much about it. Big trades coming in now mid lane, as Lazaga will proc his ultimate, although we can't really see the range of it. He's charging it up, and now Cassie is brought down to 1 HP, and Conqueror is just healing her for so much. Lazaga will be taken down.
Another knife's edge fight trade. I mean, this is so much different than the first game we watched between these two teams. Yeah. All of the fights are very, very close so far.
Yeah, and just not going towards the side of the Bombers right now.
Looks like Eli Ron is just going to be picking up the Scuttle Crab there. Going to clear out some vision as well. Allow Rumble to push the wave back in.
I think he even used his feast on the Scuttle Crab. But... Oh, wait.
Oh, no, he picked up Rich.
He took the Rich Herald.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw him hovering around there, and I was wondering if he was either taking Rift or the Scuttle.
We don't get that. I wish we got a little animation that told us we got it, because we really were not paying attention. But yeah, Rift Herald was taken by Eli.
The funny thing was, I looked at the mini-map trying to see if that's what he was doing, but there was no icon.
Flash from the Volley Bear onto Lazaga, who will be taken very low and killed. Unfortunate to see. That Cassiopeia ground ability just was doing so much.
This is so unfortunate because now Lazaga's going to lose this entire wave, potentially a plating.
Oh, definitely one plate.
Cassiopeia already has the Lost Chapter and tier. Only needs 1050 to full upgrade.
And Eli Ron's getting ganked in the top side. Oh no.
Trying to get the cheeky recall out, but teleport coming in.
TP is coming in from the Swain up here. But nope, he will be taking down. Unfortunate flash from Sandbag trying to take out Rizzo, but Rizzo will just do Cassiopeia things and melt it.
Yeah, this definitely isn't looking the best for Ithaca right now. 3 kills going over to Rizzo on that Cassiopeia, not even burning Cleanse in that exchange.
Oh.
And is now up 30 CS, 5 waves, just an absolutely ridiculous amount.
Yeah, it seems
that
like some of these
is worth another 2 kills, just that CS lead alone.
Oh, 1,600 gold on that Cassiopeia up already. That's pretty huge. The other gold differences aren't pretty massive, but the 1,600 is nuts. Lazaga will pop his ult, trying to chase down the Rumble, or Rumble using his W will just have so much speed, and Lazaga will have to concede the kill.
Rumble is one of the few champions that I've never played a game of.
Really?
There are, I believe, 3 champions in the game I've never played a game of.
Well,
never played a game of Rumble, or Yumi, or Shaco.
There's a trade coming out with Lazaga and Pagoda, and Pagoda will die. I guess he's just overextending a little bit. And Ithaca will be able to at least start this Drake, although it will be a 4v3 because Lazaga does not, or will be a 4v4 rather. As Lazaga does not have TP. All from the Volley Bear coming in. They will basically one-shotting Manwalrus. Dragon is at 1,400 HP, going very, very low. They will look to use the Cho'Gath Feast, and they will use it, and it will be taken out. But, Vayne is doing quite a bit of damage to Cassiopeia, who has grounded the Vayne, and she is just healing so much from that Conqueror. But overall, it will be a 1-for-0 towards UIC, but I see the Bombers pick up the Dragon.
I mean, very nice set of mechanical micro plays there from Ithaca, able to pick up the Dragon, good sidestep on the Cassiopeia ulti from Eliron, but just not enough. Not able to take down these Fed carries on the side of IUC yet.
Yeah, just yet. It's not looking too hot, but
it'll take a lot more farming from CF Card on this Vayne. I mean, he's not doing bad in farm by any means. 84 at 12 is not bad at all. But 120 on the Ezreal's playing out of his mind this game.
Yeah, holding that 10 CS per minute. Although Dazzle will come in. Manwalrus will use his flash, which actually makes him miss it. But regardless, Rumble will TP in as ult will land, although we can't really see it on our screen. He will be taken to half HP.
Spectator client is something else for this game.
Yeah, small indie company. But Herald is going to be set down top lane by Eli Ron. Filipino will be able to pick it up, or pick up the tower at least, as Rumble is stepped one step too far forward. I mean, we aren't seeing it at the moment because of this engaged top side, but regardless. Oh. No one died bombing, I guess. The summoner spell, the Olaf ult was blown, but here comes Cassio underneath the inner tower. Dazzle is going to land, though, as well as the Ignite from Manwalrus, and she is able to take down the Vayne, but no more. Eliron did also TP down. Not sure they're going to be able.
Was able to take down the first tower in the top lane with that Rift Herald he picked up, though. So, I mean, at least it's something.
That is an important pickup to have, that first tower.
And I actually think that I was about to ask for the gold. Eliron should be up now, and he is about 600, that being the only advantage on the side of Ithaca College.
Ooh, Ezreal got so much gold.
Ideally, they look to translate that into the next Dragon would be their best bet, trying to delay the Dragon stacking Cassiopeia and Ezreal.
I mean, but you look at the other advantage, 800 golds for the jungler, and then 1,300 for the mid lane, and more than that for the bot lane. Although Sandbag is getting chased down by the Volley Bear, the ult will come down, stunning at the tower. Swain W will try to save him, but it will not. Olav delete.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of just... It seems like IC is getting caught out in these plays, simply just not respecting how strong their opponents are in this match. I think that, like, when you see a 3, at the time, 2-0-3 Volibear, and you're a 0-2 Olaf without ulti, you probably don't want to be going for your blue buff without vision. Maybe he thought he was getting back up, though.
Zaya does a decent amount of damage. He does more damage than I thought he would.
He does. One more EQ from Ezreal, though, should do it for him.
And it will. He will be taken down by the EQ from the Ezreal. Oh, no, Eli run. Oh, ooh. He does kill Rumble with a feast, but
not
he
able
will
to pick
be
up
taken
the stack,
down.
Unfortunately.
In the trade, yes. Unfortunate, no stack. But
and I mean, when you're behind like this, it's not terrible to take these trades, but they're definitely not what you want.
Yeah,
I mean,
you definitely.
Ideally, you never want to be in this position, but when you already are, taking these trades isn't the worst.
That Cassio is so strong. Holy moly, and she's only going to get stronger as this game progresses.
Already finished the Seraphs. Looks like, based off of the Blasting Wand and Ampto, I'm going to be going into the Rylai's next.
Ugh.
Could also be going into Leandri's, depending on the pickup next.
Very true. See if Card will be able to pick up this bot lane tower, rather.
And that second Rift Herald is going to actually go over to the side of IUC as well, so going to be able to break open their advantage even more with that. They were able to even up the tower score 2-2, and they should be able to take the lead with it if they want to use this either top lane and take out their last outer turret of this game, or potentially look to break open mid or bot. And with this dragon spawning in 20 seconds, either bot or mid does not look like a terrible option.
Exactly. Being able to put up that pressure while they're fighting over the Drake is like makes Ithaca make a choice. It's, do you want to save your tower? Do you want the dragon? And I mean, at this point, I say you want to save your tower just because this is a second game, although Karma will be stunned. I'm sorry for saying although.
Teleport, though.
I'm unfortunate. He does have TP.
Just looking to get some extra gold and look to bait Ithaca into starting this dragon, and then he will TP, but in the meanwhile, going to get some damage down on that T1 top.
And the dragon has spawned. Ithaca will start it up. I feel like this is a little bit ambitious. They're down so much gold. I don't really think they want to be doing this dragon. But meanwhile, Ezreal will TP in. Huge Volibear ult will come down. Trundle, as well as the Cassio ult, hitting 3 members of Ithaca, which allows the Ezreal ult to fill it in. All 3 of them will flash over the wall, and they will be out. Although,
Eli did secure the dragon.
Yeah. Oh, Eli
with his ultimate, yeah.
All right, I saw Ithaca got the Drake. I just was going to assume it was Sandbag, but that is good to hear.
Able to use his feast to pick that up. Going to put them just 2 dragons 10 minutes away from picking up this Mountain Soul. If they were able to get it, Mountain Soul is definitely not anything to cry about when you've got a Taric, Cho'Gath, likes of those on your team. But it will mean that based off of those 3 flashes and the lost 2-0 fight, that will be the mid lane inhibitor turret going down. And it'll just be a rotation up, taking away Sandbag's jungle, trying to put this Olaf as far behind in level and gold and XP as possible for this next dragon.
They're trying to they're trying to lose their inhibitor, which I mean, it is special. It is I mean, at this point in the game, 17 minutes and 18 minutes and now, if you could take down the inhibitor, that's just, if they can't end the game in the next few minutes, Ithaca's just going to get so much gold funneled into them that UIC isn't going to get. So I don't think that's
I really agree with that, except for the fact that they have a Volibear. When you're able to create pressure on the map, even when there's towers there, just by being able to turn them off, I feel like you kind of lose a lot of your benefit from losing an inhibitor yourself. Mm-hmm. Just because of the ability to make these plays in the side lanes, even where you haven't broken open yet. But it will go down, so we will be able to see. It's an 18.5-minute inhibitor for UIC, and we'll see what they can translate that into. Nothing on the map right now. We've got Baron spawning in a minute, Dragon in 3. Second item will be finished out for Rizzo.
It was 9,000 gold. Yeah.
Massive CS leads across the board. You've got 60 in the bot lane, 30 in mid, and 20 in the top end jungle. Definitely not having a great time here.
Duke it out. Oh no, Eli Ron, this is not where you want to be. 3 members have now collapsed on him. Karma will use her Mantra Q to get in, and there's the grounding, and Turtle is on a killing spree. Oof.
Yeah, and blue buff's going to get taken here as well. Wouldn't be surprised to see them try and take down this T2 in the top. They just have complete control of the top side of the map, as well as Rumble hard splitting in the bot side with teleport.
They really do, and the Baron spawning in 14 minutes. They might even look for this instantly.
If we could see the gold really quick, I want to check Lazaga versus Rumble. Okay, it's not even close. 2,000 difference. He's not going to be able to hold against him, but the Rumble will take it back. Probably looking to teleport into that ward on the blue buff here.
And Baron is spawned now, so this is another important objective to keep in mind. Super minions are pushing towards Ithaca's base. They'll be picked up by Eli Ron.
Starting this could be a little bit risky, although I will say CF card on Vayne does not have the 2 items.
They have the easiest turn in the world now. The ult from the Taric will come down, as well as Lazaga's ultimate. The cleanse is now popped from the Casio as she ult lands onto the Vayne, who gets slam dunked by the volley bearer and taken down for 2 kills now. 3rd kill going over to Rumble, and there it is, the ace. And they might even be able to end. Oh my lord, 20 minutes in.
Teleports available. 20-second death timers on everyone except Manwalrus, who's 5.
This is not
very,
looking
very
too
close.
good for Ithaca College.
It's going to be really close. We'll see if Manwalrus can stun off the super minion and prevent the
Will
damage
Ithaca be able to stop them, though? All the members of UIC are full HP. Oh,
honestly,
flash on a Manwalrus. Dazzle will land, and he will get rooted up and taken down.
Even if all of Ithaca College was up, I think they would still get dove under their towers.
Yeah, I believe this may be the game. Oh, actually, that Silver Bolt did do a lot of damage, and maybe they will just take the towers and back off, as it seems like they will. Sandbag is looking for a chase, throwing those axes, trying to get in. Ooh, Lazaga landing a clutch chain onto the Rumble, so they can take him down.
Yeah, getting a little greedy, going for the instant end. Now, I suppose if they do really want to try, they can force this 3rd dragon, but I'm not sure how much it's going to really make a difference in this game.
And if they were to lose any members there, UIC lost the right member. Rumble didn't have a shutdown gold. I don't believe Rumble had shutdown. Whereas all the other members of UIC do. So that's...
I mean, there was a 500 gold shutdown picked up by Sandbag onto Rizzo, but doesn't look like it's been able to do a whole lot. And with the base just being completely broken open for Ithaca, they need to be super careful wherever they go that they're not just going to get...
It looks like they're just going to try to get this Drake as quick as they can possible, as the end is getting pinged now from... Oh no, this could be a really big mistake. TP is now coming in from Sandbags. The Drake is taken down from just below 2,000 HP. Volleybear will not look for a steal, although Ezreal is looking for the backdoor, which is something very, very exciting. Ithaca does not have any TPs to get in now, but Karma chased down by Lazaga, who will eventually take him out, I presume. Oh, maybe not. The root lands, and there goes that. Ultimate will kill him as Ezreal is going for the backdoor. Olaf is now able to get off his back, although CF card is not able to. Olaf and Ezreal versus the world. Will we see the backdoor? Nexus is to just below half HP, and it does not look like Ezreal will be able to do it this time, but whoo, little bit scary. And that is a fact.
I mean, a 2 for 2 overall plus Dragon is worth it, but at any point, UIC can just 5-man walk it down mid and just auto-attack the Nexus as long as this inhibitor is down. So Ithaca need to be very careful while that inhibitor in the mid lane is still down, and definitely need to wait for it to respawn to be able to contest anything, leaving Baron pretty open for UIC to take uncontested.
I mean, at least they have their inhibitor back up now, so they don't have supers flooding into their base. They don't always have to be aware of the wave. That is something important to keep in mind. And Ithaca did pick up shutdowns on both Turtle and Ratchet, so that is kind of nice to see. But Vayne still isn't at 2 items, so she is going to be...
No one in the game on the side of Ithaca is on 2 items. I mean, I suppose if you count the completed Cinderhulk, then Sandbag is, but no one able to pick up these core item completes yet. Vayne is still 2,000 gold away from the Rageblade. It's definitely looking a little bit rough for them here. Going to be able to pick up that red buff, get some more experience in gold, but will it matter as Baron looks to be the call?
It does indeed. Getting taken below 10,000 now. Actually, they're shredding it. Holy moly, this Casio is...
Maybe we see a miracle steal here from Ithaca? But...
No, I don't. I think we
Sandbag will
see
die trying.
Sandbag just getting melted by. Yep, there he is, burned down.
Unfortunate.
As
Going
now
for the hero
UIC
steal.
look for the W. Lazaga will try his hardest, but will not even damage anyone from UIC. And here it is, the final stand, 3v5. Big Dinosaur Man, Lady with Mask, and Gem Guy. Will they be able to save the base for Ithaca College? I don't think so, but it does not look like they will, although they will try their hardest. Rumble will take out the Vayne. There goes Cho'Gath, and Gem Man will be dead, as that is the game, the match, and all of the marbles for the side of UIC, and that's unfortunate. It wasn't a close game. I was going into this series thinking it's going to be really close. We were going to see a lot of exciting fights, back and forth battles, but it really just seemed like a one-sided series, which is so unfortunate.
I mean, we did get to see a lot of really close fights in the start of this game too, especially. But it felt like after that first dragon fight, it kind of just all blew up for UIC, and able to blow the game open.
It got out of hand really, really quickly, and it's not really want to see an unfortunate way to end the season for the Ithaca Bombers, but they had a really good run. They made playoffs. They did very well in the group stage, and I'm honestly not upset with their performance at all, but we are going to toss it to Mary, who has an interview, so we will be right back in just a moment.
Thank you, Jared and Mark. I am here with the captain of the IC team, Manny. Hey, how's it going?
Well, it didn't go so well today. I've been better.
Yeah, so did you have any higher hopes of potentially beating UIC in these last two games that we saw?
Yeah, I think we definitely did coming in, but I don't think we diagnosed their strengths very well coming into draft, which kind of falls on me. I guess that's why I always wind up here when we lose.
Oh no, and now I feel so bad for bringing you here every time. But we're just curious of, how did you feel overall about the Upsurge minor league season, just as a whole?
It's difficult because we made it to playoffs, which is just like, automatically a success, right? So it's great that we made it to playoffs, but obviously we didn't do anything in playoffs. We just got slapped 2-0. So in that sense, it's not good. I also feel like we could have performed much better in the regular season too, and got a much better seed for playoffs that would have given us an easier matchup in this round. I think we played against a really, really good team relative to the teams we've been playing. I mean, University of Illinois are a D1 school, so it's basically just really difficult to compete against like a program like that. And we lost a lot of series, like the last time I was on here, where we won the first game and then we didn't adapt right and we lost the next two games. So if we'd actually been able to close those series out, we could have gone undefeated in groups, been the first seed from our group, and got a much better... We would have gotten a bye. We actually wouldn't have had to play today at all. So I feel like it's just a little bittersweet because it's nice when we made the playoffs, but it feels like we wasted a lot of opportunities as well, and it kind of wound up biting us because we were a little unlucky in the draw.
Yeah, do you see that... did this series provide any insights of how you guys are going to approach your play in the future?
It's difficult to say because, like, we didn't feel like anything was... It was really hard for us to, like, find things that we found satisfying to ban. And it felt like we played pretty well in the first game at the start, and then we threw it pretty hard. But in the second game, we just got smacked 100%. I'd have to go back and review it and look at it to really like give anything specific, because it feels like we just kind of got outclassed a little bit, and that's something that's really hard to pinpoint exactly. It was hard to pin the team down in the draft. We tried banning out their substitute mid laner. It didn't work. We tried banning out their top laner in the second game after he popped off, and that didn't work either. He still got strong. We just kind of lost across the map, or I guess across the top side of the map in both of the games, but it's just, it's just we just have to practice more and get better for the next time.
See the future season having any major impacts on your team as a whole?
Oh, the new season? I mean, it's hard to sort of figure out what's going to happen at all. I mean, everything is changing. All the items in the game are being completely reworked. I have no idea how this is going to affect the meta or anything at all. It's just going to be completely up in the air. The first few months of next year are going to be complete chaos while the dust settles and everyone tries to figure out what's actually good and what's not. So I do think, though, that chaos might favor our team a bit based off the way that we play. We might be able to find something, just a little kernel of power that nobody else really knows about, like a secret pick with an item or something that works really, really well. So there's potential for that there, but being able to predict it is definitely not possible at this stage.
Yeah, totally understandable. And just as a final remark, do you have any sneak peeks or information as to the future plans for the IC team?
Difficult to say, really. I mean, we're going to be potentially entering another tournament after this that's going to air so we can fill out the rest of this semester, right? We would have liked to have gone a little bit deeper into this. Ideally, the further we make it into this, every round of playoffs we win adds another week, obviously. So losing early like this wasn't something we were really expecting. So we're going to try and find something to fill that void. Beyond that, though, in the spring, we're going to be starting in the ECAC conference, and we're going to have games for that against other D3 colleges, which is basically a really big step for us. It's going to be a pretty big competition, and we're looking forward to that big time for sure for next year.
All right, sweet. Well, thank you so much, Manny, and I'm going to send it right on back to Jared and Mark.
Thank you for that interview, Mary. It is always super fun to talk to Manny, and I really feel like he had a lot to say about today's series. But regardless, in just a recap, today's matches were Ithaca College against the University of Illinois at Chicago, and it ended in a 2-0 dominant victory for UIC.
Yeah, and as this does mean the end of Ithaca's season with the Upsurge Minor League, just a quick recap of how they did overall. Ithaca was in the Elder Division and finished coming out as the third seed into playoffs with a record of 3-2 overall. And unfortunately, as the run did end today in a hard-fought series against UIC, they went 0-2 in the round of 32. And I mean, personally, I'm going to be really excited to watch Ithaca play more in the coming semesters, as I do think they have a really talented group of gamers on their squad.
Too, I'm very, very excited, and I hope they let us stay around to cast them because I just have so much fun doing this. And this has been me, Jared Cameradian Anderson, and my guy below me, or to the right or left, I don't really know at this point, Mark Holachu Westwig. And this has been the round of 32 playoffs with the Upsurge Minor League broadcasted by Bombers Live in association with IC Esports. Thanks for listening.